So we have this question number 8, where we have two texts, text 1 and text 2. And as you can see, there's a long text and the options are also very long. So if somebody tries to read it, it will take at least 2 minutes just to read the content. And then answering questions would take extra time, right? So Saransh is going to tell us how one can save time on these types of questions. And Saransh, you can go ahead now.
First, I would read the question and understand what it's asking. And then, because it asks what the conclusion presented in text one would be like reacted upon from like the researchers in text two, I would only read the conclusion of text one, and then I would read parts of text two so that I can make a
Wait, so
formal
let's go step by
conclusion.
step. The first thing you said is you're going to read the question first. That's it, right? You're not going to read the premise first. So it
Yeah,
says, based on the text, how would P and this guy text two. So you don't have to even pronounce these difficult names. You don't have to say Putirka and Xu because these are like tongue twisters and they don't contribute anything to the answer. So how would the guys of text 2 most likely characterize the conclusion of text 1? So how would this guy speak about the first guy? Yeah,
yeah,
that's the question. What would be the comment or what would be the opinion of this guy about the first guy? So they generally discuss the same subject, but they have different point of views on the same subject. Yeah.
yeah.
And what is the basic premise of these questions, Saraj?
Um, like they're generally disagreeing from each other.
Yeah, they are generally disagreeing from each other. Okay, so now you can read the whole story and figure out what's going on. Generally, they would disagree with each other. And while doing the options, how can you save time while reading the options?
I find the one that's generally disagreeing.
Yeah, first of all, generally disagreeing. So maybe unexpected, premature, questionable, puzzling. They are all words which talk about some kind of disagreement only, isn't it?
Yeah,
But the point is, you can just read the first two words: unexpected, premature, questionable, and puzzling. So you don't have to read the whole story.
yeah,
That will save a lot of time. You can figure out some clues with regard to just the first two words, isn't it?
that's true.
It will save a lot of time because you don't have to think about all these extra details here, everything which is after because is extra details. So you can read it later once you have figured an option.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, and if I look at it, yeah, look at these four words. The studies don't adequately account for something, which means the explanation is incomplete.
yeah, that's
And
true.
that makes C as the choice.
Yes,
So it's not before time, it's not premature or unexpected. It's like it lacks appropriate explanation or reasoning for something. So that's why the answer is
yes,
questionable. So just focusing on the keywords, I'm going too fast because I already know the answer. But yes, the whole point is that you can actually speed up your journey of doing the question. So, Saranj, now when you imagine doing this question, do you think it will help?
yeah, this will help for sure.
Yeah. So, can you summarize the whole thing once now?
Yeah, so after reading the question, I would read the conclusion in text one, and then I will only read the first two words of the answer choices because the rest of the answer choices is just an explanation of how those two words make sense. So focusing on like the 4 or 5 words, the studies don't adequately account for different minerals and other stuff, you can figure out that it's C.
Awesome. So you can save a lot of time there. So yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
Okay.